addition to my beloved Gibson Howard Roberts Fusion Jazz guitar that I've been owning for 26 years, I wanted to have something that has a better acoustic sound that I can play without an amp if I wanted to, and of course has a great electric sound too. So I bought myself the Heritage H575, this baby, and here's my review. The Heritage H575 has a 16-inch body size, and we're talking about the lower bout here, the lower width. And that's what most people feel comfortable with, and that's the biggest size I feel comfortable with. Then we have a 2.75 inch, that's 7 centimeters body depth, and that's a little smaller than a lot of huge jazz boxes have. The big jazz boxes are 3 to 3.5 inches in body depth, but this just feels comfortable to me. Then we have a beautifully carved, or maybe it's CNC cut, I don't know, but it's a beautiful top, arched top, and also the back is arched. You see that? So we have flamed maple there. Now let's check the acoustic sound. In order to get an impression, I'll compare it to my Gibson guitar, and that one is an inch less wide, so it's a 15-inch body size, and half an inch less deep, and it also has a sustain plug, so it's not even a complete hollow body guitar. So you should get a good imagination of how much louder, if at all, the Heritage H575 is. So how did you like the acoustic sound? I expected it to be more woody, to be honest. It has a little bit of a metallic sound to it to me. Yeah. I don't know, I had an Eastman before, and I sold it in favor to this one because the Eastman was just too large for me. And probably that's why that fantastic acoustic sound of the Eastman came from. It was an Eastman 905 CE, and it had a 3.5-inch body depth. But that was really bad on my shoulders. But it had the best acoustic sound that I ever had with a jazz guitar. The electric sound wasn't that good. Yeah, it's definitely louder than the Gibson, and it's enough to sit on the couch at night and practice and play a bit. That's what I wanted. That was my first reason actually to get this guitar. We'll get to the electric sounds in a minute, but for the acoustic sound, it is loud enough for me. It is not as woody and dry and jazzy as I expected it to be for the acoustic sound. As for the neck, I really like it because the neck dimensions, the neck profile is exactly the same as my Gibson Howard Roberts Fusion. In the mid-80s, 3 Gibson employees founded Heritage guitars, and that's why a lot of the specs are identical. The H575 is a clone of the Gibson ES-175. So the neck is like a Gibson 59 rounded. That's the name of the profile actually. It's a medium thick and nice round C-shaped profile. It's really comfortable for all hand sizes, and of course it's a 24.75 inch scale length. The fret edges are really well cut and polished. Nothing sticks out, everything's shiny, and the fret job is superb. What annoys me though is that the neck edge itself is not rounded at all. I'm talking about this transition here. And usually it's a little rounded. I don't know why they did not do it here. It really cuts into my thumb, and it's not really comfortable, especially if you have a tiny thumb like me. Maybe they wanted to keep it historically correct, because of course in the 50s, 60s, 70s they didn't round the neck edges. But for me, it's like riding a motorbike without ABS. I just wouldn't buy a bike without ABS anymore. Maybe it's historically correct, but I want the comfort. I don't want my thumb to hurt. We have two Seymour Duncan Seth Lover pickups, and they sound great. Every tone within a chord is well defined. When I compare it to my Gibson guitar, the Gibson sounds really quirky actually. The Gibson has a Gibson's own 490R pickup in the neck position, and I only play the neck pickup. The Heritage has such a full body warm sound with those Seth Lovers in it. This one's fun to play. The bass sound is soft but not muddy, and for me it has the best electric jazz guitar sound I've ever heard. Let's play some more. When I got this guitar brand new from the dealership, the whole bridge was off axis. The B and E strings were about ½ an inch from where they were supposed to be. And there were actually still are two grooves in the B for the B and the E string. I was able to fix this easily by putting the B and E string in the correct groove and recentering the bridge. You can basically move the bridge freely. It's not fixed attached to the archtop. Once you detach the strings, you can move it freely. Unfortunately, the whole bridge situation makes the G string not be in tune anymore. So you can see this here. Let me show this to you. I have a tuner attached here, and the G string on the 12th fret, played open, is correct. If I press the 12th fret, look where this goes. It's totally sharp. Right? So this means I will have to go to my luthier, see my luthier, and ask him if he can fix this, because this is not a bridge you can adjust like on my Gibson. This is a wooden bridge. You can either, I don't know, somehow carve this correct it, or in a worst case, I would have to have a complete new bridge made, carved by my luthier. This is gonna cost me some money. Mind you, this guitar is a 5K guitar. Also, the paint job on the F-holes is really bad. It looks unfinished, as like they forgot to paint over the primer or whatever this is. The other F-hole looks a little better, but the top one looks terrible. I don't look straight on it when I play. That's really not enjoyable. The Heritage H575 could be an awesome guitar. Unfortunately, the price tag does not match the bad quality control. The sound is stunning, soft and clear, which is a rare and desired quality. The neck is comfortable to play, but I wish it'd be a little more rounded at the edges so it doesn't cut into my thumb. The frets are perfect. if you consider buying a heritage guitar, make sure that the strings run over the pickup pole pieces and that the strings set correctly in the bridge's grooves. If you don't have $5,000 to spend, check out my video on jazz guitars below $1,000. Also check out my jazz guitar gear recommendations playlist, and I have a link with a list of jazz guitar gear I recommend. I hope you like this video. Give it a fat thumbs up and share the love and the knowledge. And I'll see you next week. Servus, bye-bye.